This part of the series is completely focused on applying the techniques. So today I'm going to briefly share with you the mechanisms behind the techniques, and then I'll just share with you all the techniques. So the first thing that you want to get really familiar with is the idea of being the observer of your thoughts, right? So since you are a consciousness, this empty consciousness, you want to start to observe your thoughts. Instead of being possessed by your thoughts, you simply observe them. And I know that sounds super simple, but it's the biggest adjustment you can ever make. When thoughts come up, you as the observer, you as consciousness, simply observe those thoughts. You do not have to go into them. Like, you do not have to be possessed by it. You just simply watch your thoughts come up and go. You don't resist them. You can't resist them, and don't judge them. Because if you resist and judge, you instantly go back to mind thought identification. You as this quiet observer who never judges, you just observe your thoughts and emotions as they come up. And that is absolute key to become the observer of your thoughts. So now when thoughts come up, they no longer possess you. They simply are thoughts that flow by you. They're clouds that float past your vast clear sky. That's the first thing that you want to start doing for the beginner. The first thing you want to do to break free is to start being the observer of your thoughts. Start practicing this today. From the moment that you wake up, start to just observe, just watch the thoughts float through your head. Just allow it to be there. If you're watching your thoughts, you are no longer identified with your thoughts. Like, you can't be possessed by your thoughts and watch your thoughts. The moment you watch your thoughts, you sever the link of it possessing you. How can you be your thoughts when you're observing it? Like, you're obviously not your thoughts. You're observing your thoughts. So that's the practice. For the very beginner who really struggles, I recommend you to start this by, when thoughts come up, just start to make a habit of saying, this is not me, this is a thought. This is not me, this is an emotion. Just keep pointing it out for the beginner. And then you just really want to move into fully just observing. Just practice this. Just observe, right? Instead of being possessed by it, observe your thoughts and emotions. And doing that will take so much energy away from your thoughts and emotions, because your thoughts and emotions need you in order to survive. If you don't feed these thoughts and emotions and these patterns within you, they will die, because it needs you to feel it. It requires your identification with it to survive. When you observe your thoughts and you're no longer identified with your thoughts, you stop feeding these negative thoughts and emotions just by observing, just by breaking identification. So that's the first key. For someone who hasn't experienced this yet, start observing your thoughts. When you practice presence, you naturally become the observer of your thoughts. You naturally detach from your thoughts and emotions. In the present moment, you are able to fully be who you are as consciousness. You'll access that naturally when you're present. So just by being present, you're naturally becoming the observer. As long as you're not judging, as long as you're not pushing against these thoughts and just allowing these thoughts to be and to flow. And that applies to emotions as well. This is one of the main key points, the main mechanism of why we practice presence. Naturally activate the mechanism of becoming the observer. The first technique I want to share, this is the one that changed my life in the beginning, and this is very easy to do. Focus fully on one thing. Focus fully on one point with 1,000% of your attention. When I'm speaking right now, if I practice this technique, I'm not thinking about anything else rather than just focusing 1,000% on speaking. Like, not thinking about what to say, but just focused on the words that are coming out of my mouth. And when I'm listening to Jasmine speak, I'm 1,000% just paying attention to her speaking. I'm not thinking about the past. I'm not thinking about what to say next. I'm just 1,000% focused. So if you apply this while you're listening to this right now, basically what that might look like is you will just 1,000% just be focused on my voice and nothing else, right? And then you'll lose awareness, like you'll lose focus. Just come back to it. And that's the key to all these techniques, is you will lose focus many times throughout the day. And that's normal and that's completely fine. But it's just about coming back to the presence, to the focus. Not about being perfect. When you are focusing, when you are being present, put 1,000% of your attention to it. So yeah, this conversation right now, I'm just fully focused on this moment of just speaking, of listening. I'm not thinking about anything. When you're walking, fully focus on one foot at a time, left foot, right foot. Focus 1,000% intensely on the path in front of you. When you're sitting down doing nothing, you're just fully paying attention to your surroundings. Pick one point and focus all your attention onto it. It could be anything, but you're not thinking about it. You're just putting your attention onto it. There's a difference between listening to me right now and thinking about what I'm saying and thinking about your past, giving into your mind chatter, versus all of your attention onto what I'm saying without thinking about anything. You're listening with your soul. You're just listening from a whole different place. With each of these techniques, what I want you to do is put 1,000% of your attention into these techniques. Right? When you're doing these techniques, put all of your attention into it. That is the key mechanism, is where you're placing your attention, right? So you're placing all of your attention into one place. The next technique is one of my favorites. It's the inner body technique. And I highly recommend this to almost everyone. And it's just a great technique. If you just right now start observing inside your body from head to toe, feel the empty space that's inside of your body. It's easy to identify. It's just a space inside of your body. Now take 1,000% of your attention and place it inside your inner body. Anchor your attention inside of this empty space inside your body. Your inner body is always in the present moment. So when you anchor in here, you are present. You want to inhabit this inner body with your awareness, with your attention, and you can go deeper and deeper and deeper into the inner body. So all you have to do is just place all of your attention and anchor it inside your inner body. And as you do that, you will lose awareness, but just keep coming back. And I love this technique because you're able to do everything in your reality and still be in your inner body. And this is when my life started changing. When I realized that whenever I do a task, I don't need to give that task any thought. I don't need to use my analytical mind. I can just go up to the task with full presence in my inner body, or with any of these techniques. And that's when my life started thriving. For example, I used to struggle socially because I would think a lot. And it was a big, scary risk at the time to just stop thinking and fully focus inside my body and go into a social interaction. But I just started doing it and I started thriving socially. Even though 1,000% of my attention is in my body and I'm not thinking, I was thriving more than ever. The right words, the right things to say would just come out of my mouth. This applied to everything: work, video games, career, academics, doesn't matter. Fully let go of the need to use your thoughts to analyze or calculate or overthink or try to figure anything out. Anytime you feel like you need to figure things out, go deeper into the present moment. Go deeper into the inner body. So this is a great technique. Being able to function with presence is one of the most powerful things you can do. I highly encourage everyone to completely give up figuring things out, using your mind as a calculation, analytical mechanism. Completely give that up.
Would you say that there's a difference between tapping into your inner body, that empty space, versus literally connecting with your body?
I'm not talking about the physical body. It's the empty space within your physical body. And number two, it's much more aggressive with your focus, right? Because sometimes you say, oh, connect with your body. It's kind of like this loose connection, right? Versus 1,000% focus onto the empty space inside your body. The last technique is very simple. Just straight up fully being present. Put 1,000% of your attention onto the present moment. Imagine this is the best moment of your life. Don't you want to be fully present in it? What would you do then? Wouldn't you just put all of your attention into the moment instead of all over the place with your thoughts, like just lost in the scramble of your thoughts? Just put all of it into just the present moment. Be alert, fully alert. There's infinite depths of presence. So when you practice this, focus on going deeper and deeper into the present moment. All these techniques that I've shared, once you practice it, you will start getting it. Just start doing it and you'll get better at it, and just keep doing it. There's no way of getting it wrong. Just keep doing it. It's very simple. It's just all about application.
And if you'd like extra help, Andy is also offering coaching services. So whether you need that really personal one-on-one help to release your negative thoughts, to go through these techniques on how to quiet your mind, and you can find the link in the description below.